How can you turn a list into a string in Python? Let's say we have a list of strings and we'd like to turn it into a single string. We could pass it to the built-in stir function, but the output we get probably isn't what we're looking for, at least not if we're trying to pass this to an end user rather than another programmer. We need to ask ourselves, what are we really trying to do here? What I'd like to do is join together each of the strings in this list by some kind of delimiter, like a space, for example. Many programming languages have a join method that you can call on the list type or the array type, and you can pass it a delimiter to join together all the strings in that list by that delimiter. Python doesn't have this. Our list type does not have a join method. Instead, our string type has a join method. Here, we're asking this space character to kindly use itself as a delimiter, and then we're passing it a list of strings to join together using itself. And we can use any string as a delimiter. So for example, comma space would put comma space between each of these strings. Or an empty string would put nothing between each of them, concatenating them all, smushing them together into one word. Why does Python do it this way? This seems kind of backwards, right? Python does it this way for the sake of flexibility. In Python, we have lots of types of iterables, not just lists, and we tend to think in terms of duck typing. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. We care about behavior, iterability, not the type, like a list. So the join method, being on the string type, means that we can pass in any iterable of strings to it. We can join together a tuple of strings, or a file object, because file objects are iterable in Python, and when you loop over them, you get lines. Or we can join together a generator object. So we've made a generator expression here that removes new lines from the end of each line in our file, and then we use the string join method to join them together with a comma and a space. Now, what if the iterable that we're joining together isn't an iterable of strings? What if it's an iterable of numbers? That doesn't work by default in Python, but because we know that the string join method accepts other types of things, we could write a generator expression that converts each of the items into a string by passing it to the built-in stir function. So even if you're working with an iterable of non-strings, you can join them together as long as you do a little bit of pre-processing first. If you have a list of strings in Python, or any iterable of strings, and you'd like it to turn it into a single string by joining each one together with a delimiter, you can make a delimiter string and call the join method on it, passing it your iterable of strings.